All right, what's going on, y'all? Welcome back to another Jab podcast. It's episode 150, 150. Like always, I'm Comma Breaker 99.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy P.
And we back with y'all with another one again. Got a few things to talk about today. We're gonna kind of get into reading in the fine lines of the business of boxing. The boxing business is a dirty game, P. Um, I still enjoy it, but there's just them little things that as fighters they need to really pay attention to. And even as fans, for me, P, it's like when I see this stuff, I'm not just somebody that cares about the fight game. I want to see these fighters get their due, you know. And when I hear about certain things like with Regis Prograis, I gotta feel for him. I mean, everything taken care of, but still, I gotta kind of feel for him in this situation here. But before we talk about it, though, P, I just wanted to see what's been up with you, man.
Not too much, man. Just working,
Hmm.
grinding. Same old same. The holiday approaching. So just doing the usual. That's it.
Yeah, man. Same here, man. Same old stuff going on. But I was just told you, man, before we got started, I was looking at the Fury Chisora fight, just the tail end of it, and it's the same old stuff, man. But the interesting part was the end, man. Fury was back in his corner, man, and guess what? Not one fighter, but two fighters approached him. Guess who approached him, man? Guess who ran up on him, man? They climbed up right up in the ropes and was staring him eye to eye, man. Alexander Usyk,
Who, man? I can't even think who.
Alexander Usyk, and Joseph Parker. You got to go back and look at the end of the fight, man. They was cornering him right there. I mean, we was talking, but I was listening to a little bit, and they was rushing him, man. It was like right there trying to
Wow.
call him out face to face. I mean, Usyk, he got them crazy eyes. He was just staring at him,
Oh yeah.
and Fury's
Oh
looking
yeah.
at Fury. He over here trying to dap up Joseph Parker, and Usyk like, hey man, like I'm trying to talk about a fight. So he getting approached,
Wow.
man. Yeah, yeah.
Wow. Wow.
I mean, the fight itself, we know how that goes. He already fought him 3 times. I wasn't really interested, but that was the interesting part. I mean, Usyk, he trying to be undisputed, man. I mean, you can't knock this guy. You can't knock it, man. This
Yeah.
guy wants it. Done
Yeah.
beat, done
Gotta
beat
give him
Joshua
that,
three
man. I
times.
mean,
What you say?
and I said, yeah, you gotta give Usyk credit for that. He wants this undisputed, man, and it's surprising because he's not like a bad guy. He's not a trash talker,
Mm-mm.
but he's just about business.
Hmm.
Wow, man, I missed that part. That, like you say, that was the highlight of the fight. It sounded like.
Yeah, and then I saw Joseph Parker pop up. I was like, Joseph Parker, he just, coming off a good win, and I'm like, dang, even this dude, he's asking for it. So Tyson Fury, he ain't gotta keep on fighting Derek Chisora. It's like 5 times. He got names out there now. Even if he can't
Yeah.
fight Joshua, he got some names that want him. So hopefully he get into this, man. But yeah, man, I was just playing it back, man. But yeah, but the topic we were talking about, man, Regis Prograis. Um, I had sent this to you, man. His fight this past Saturday, he was able to win a belt, but he posted up on Twitter that he took that thing to the bank, man. That check it bounced firsthand with insufficient funds, man. What was your first reaction when you heard that, knowing that this is a high level fighter, and he's still kind of dealing with something like that right now in the game?
I thought it was interesting, man. Just getting that inside look of what some of these fighters are going through. I don't know. It was the first I ever heard of anything like that happening. I'm sure it's not the first time that something like that has happened, but just seeing some of the things they go through and knowing that I fulfilled my end of the deal, showed up, fought, and won, put my life on the line, and I want to get paid. And sometimes it's not as easy or as simple as that. You know what I mean? So I just thought it was an interesting insight into some of the things that these fighters are going through behind the scenes. I mean,
Mhm.
like you said earlier, of course, everything got cleared up. It probably was some small mishap. I'm sure it wasn't that the money, wasn't there, but it's all cleared up. But at the end of the day, when you put your life on the line, or whatever you do, when you put the work in, you want to get paid. And that's just, I'm sure that didn't sit right with him when the check didn't clear first. So yeah, I thought that was interesting. Yeah, to say the least.
Yeah, because it said here that they that let me see that promotional company, Marv Nation, they bid about twice as much as the original bidder at 2.4 million, right? And they also the WBC requires them for the win bonus to, pay out an extra 240,000. So they did what I was thinking they were going to do with the win bonus. They put in like an escrow account, and the state commission, they require them to show proof of funds, before they move forward with the fight. So there really shouldn't have been an issue anyway if they had put in the escrow account, right? Like even if that was kind of a big check for him to cash out, like sometimes, yeah, when you send something like that to a bank, and that's the first time they see you depositing that large amount, into your account, they have to kind of get an okay. But it wasn't even that situation. It bounced for insufficient funds.
That's what I was about to say, and that's not what he said. He said
Hmm.
insufficient funds,
Right.
bro. He didn't
Yeah.
say I didn't have a proper. I
Hmm.
didn't even know. He didn't say none of that. He
Yeah.
said the money wasn't in there.
Right. Because
So
the 240,000 was in the escrow account, but it seemed like the rest of it wasn't in there. So it may be, yeah, because when he was on his Twitter, he said, "Hey, you got to get this thing fixed, that he gonna be clicking the f out." But maybe the way he presented it, he just said, "I got it straight." But maybe there were some issues, which he ain't got to go into it since they fixed it. So there probably were some issues there. What do you
yeah,
think?
yeah, yeah. I mean, of course, like I said, I don't believe that they don't got the money. You know
Hmm.
what I mean? It probably was just something going on, or some type of mishap. But in the same token, mentally, when you have done the work and you go to reap the rewards, even if it was only for 2 hours, it still was some mental anguish. You know what I'm saying? For
Hmm.
however long it was that he had to, before they took care of that. So I'm just saying, I mean, he went through the fight, and then I gotta go through another fight. I don't want that's the last thing he want to deal with,
Hmm.
in my
And
opinion, as a fighter. After you then did, 11 rounds, hard rounds, it should be money in the bank.
yeah, I think there should be more proof. That organizations can, like this. Like I said, there ain't no knock to this promotion company in particular, but it was said too that this was the largest. This was like largest event they ever promoted. It was basically like their debut in boxing. At Marv Nation. So you taking a big fight like this on your hand, even on this level, I think there has to be some type of proof made before the fighter even accepts the fight. You know what I mean? Like when they go through the purse bid, I think even then it should be clear that, hey, you got this type of money, like your back end is, your credit is good, just like they check us with credit. Anybody going in to promote a fight, their credit should be checked even before the purse bid. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But yeah, he got that thing situated now, so it's good. He got his money. Um, as far as his next fight now, now that he got a belt, I hear Broner talking about him wanting to fight with Regis Prograis, man. What you think about that, man?
um, I think it's a good fight. We seeing Regis progress and get better over the years. And I mean, Adrian Broner, we never really know what we would get with him, but just for face value, I think it will be a good fight. I mean, the trajectory that Regis is on right now, I think he probably will beat Adrian Broner.
Hmm.
But, that's just my personal opinion. We'll see in February how motivated and dedicated Broner is, I forget the date he coming back. Might be February 12th, but sometime in February he fighting. So we'll see then
Hmm.
how he look.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely think Progress is kind of in a different place right now. I mean, that performance he put on, you know, he was just looking much better. And, Broner, he seems to be talking the part right now, but I just need to see a little bit more. We got to see these, we got to see these performances. Like, how many fights does he have with BLK Prime? I think we talked about that once. I think it's like, what, 2 or 3
It's
fights or
supposed to be
something?
like, yeah, 2 3 fight deal.
Yeah, in a year, right?
Yeah,
Okay, yeah.
su-
You know,
supposedly.
yeah. PR, what do you think about young fighters before they like really get into the business? Like, do you think they should like nowadays like take more like business courses, or they should offer something like that for these fighters to really know what they're dealing with? Because it seems like sometimes they do get shortchanged easier. They think they could just kind of hold up their money and maybe think they can get by. And we've seen this time and time again. Fighters aren't getting the money they
Mhm.
deserve. Like, what do you think, man? Like, if some of these promoters and advisors, like I said, it's really not in their hands, but shouldn't they like try to help these young guys out and try to
Um,
get them in some type of courses where they can understand how to manage their money and what they're supposed to be dealing with?
yeah, definitely. It should be some type of classes maybe offered, to show these young guys how to deal with the newfound fame, success, to some of the things they might be uh, encountering that may be new to a lot of them and will be new to a lot of them. So, it all depends on how receptive they are to, accepting that information. But I definitely think it should be offered because especially with the new rise of social media, so many different ways to make money and opportunities to monetize and create, revenue out here now that, you definitely need to have that understanding of finance and how money works and, just the basic fundamentals of having a lot of money. It's different from having no money to having a lot of money. So I believe they
Right.
should have some type of classes, But like I say, you can have all the classes you want if you're not retaining the information or even accepting the information, then it don't matter. Because I'm sure it's people out there who try to tell fighters or any young person information and they just didn't take it, and that's
True.
part
That's
of it
true.
too.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, because I know I used to see like with the music industry, they used to offer like certain artists, on the way up, like an ABC type of thing. Like, expect this when you sign certain type of deals. So I was like, even if it's just not your regular financial classes, you might need like a boxing 101. You know what I mean? Just not even about boxing, period. Like, as far as the fight game, but the actual business part of it. Because so many fighters think as soon as they sign with a top rank or PBC, they think they're rich automatically. That's kind of the illusion that even to this day, man, like with everything that's out there where you can do your own research, a lot of young fighters still just think that once you sign the big name, you automatically rich, you know?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, and that's what I say. And some fighters are special enough to have something like that happen, but that's not the going. That's not what happens on a regular basis. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
Right, right.
you may see some guys that they're a hot commodity, and people willing to like anything. And a basketball player, football player, everybody in the NFL ain't making the same amount. Any sport, you know, everybody's not making the same amount, but the general rule is, understanding money and being able to manage whatever you type of money that you have. You know what I mean? So
Mhm.
and which a lot of them don't have. Ant. I mean, it's not easy. So it's not nothing to be ashamed of. Not wanting to take the classes or whatever the case may be. It's pertinent information that can only help you. Then just the structure of boxing, how you get paid. It's not like necessarily a record contract where you get a signing bonus and you get an advance and you got to recoup your fund. You know what I mean? A
Mm-hmm.
boxing pace schedule is different, and they need to understand how that works. How they can make money, how they're allowed to make money, how they're allowed to not make money. Just the ins and outs of the business, and because fighting is part of it, but if you leave the business in the wrong hands, it could be a problem.
You're right. That's true. Yeah.
You don't have to be well versed from top to bottom, but they need to have some understanding of how this stuff works. It's just the way it got to be.
Yeah. Good thing Progress said he was on his man. He said, well, I gotta get that money. You know,
Exactly.
shoot. He said he took that thing in there Monday, man, and he said insufficient funds. He got a call back. Shoot. But yeah, that's what it is, man. I just think that it is a big part of the fighters wanting to learn it too, because they have to know that once you step into that realm of boxing, it's things that are given to you, but as fast as they give it to you, they could take it right back. That's kind of how it's been with some of these fighters get them big checks, but they wind up giving more back if they don't know how to manage it. I mean, that's why you can't really knock what Floyd Mayweather does, man. Even to this day, he still can just do an exhibition fight and still get the money. It's still clearing for him no matter what, man.
Right.
He's making boxing work to his advantage, man. But P, this other thing wanted to discuss with you a little bit, some more stuff outside of the ring. Well, it's in the ring, but outside of the ring, the business of boxing, it's a dirty game, man, and more stuff comes to light with this referee, Carlos Padilla. This has been hot. Everybody's been talking about Carlos Padilla. He admitted that he gave Manny Pacquiao an 18-second count, P, when he was dropped back in about, what was it, like 20 some years ago, 2000, back in 2000, man. And let me read through it here real quick and you can give me your thoughts, P. He said, that fight, I'm about to go and lead the following day. He said, Carlos, please, this is an important fight for Manny Pacquiao because the winner will have the chance to fight for a world championship. All right. This was speaking on the WBC. So the WBC told him that this is an important fight for Pacquiao. And if he wins, he have a chance to fight for a world title. So the opponent. His name was Hussein. He was taller, younger, stronger, and a dirty fighter. So in the seventh round, I think Manny got knocked down. I thought he was going to get up, but his eyes were crossed. His eyes were cross-eyed. And he said, I'm Filipino, and everybody watching the fight was Filipino, so I prolonged the count. I know how to do it. All right. So it says a replay showed that Manny was given approximately 18 seconds to recover from the knockdown instead of 10. Pacquiao would go on to score a 10th round TKO over Hussein when the fight was stopped due to a cut. So yeah, you got a chance to. You had read all of that, right, P? What was your thoughts on that?
I mean, at the end of the day, Ant, I think it's just really sad that somebody finally came out and confirmed. Not somebody, an actual referee, actually came out and confirmed that the that cheating does happen. I mean, some people, but the cheating is one thing, but the thing you're cheating on is somebody's career. You're playing with somebody's livelihood. You know what I mean? It's a matter of big money, thousands of dollars. You know what I mean? It's just a lot involved with that, and it's just sad that you know we would have to just have confirmation on that, Ant. You know what I mean? Like I said, it's something that we always knew and seen with our own eyes that, some of these judges were either dirty or super, super, super incompetent. So, um, I don't know. It's just a bad thing. I mean, you can't look at this and say, "Oh, he's a good guy. He was trying to help out the Filipino people." This is a sport where it's supposed to be fair. The best made the
Mm-hmm.
best man win. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? And it's just, like I say, it's just unfortunate that he would come out and admit that, because now it's confirmation. Before it was speculation, but now it's been confirmed that it does go on. I mean, I say it's confirmed that because you can't tell me in the whole sport of boxing this is the only referee that this has happened to.
Mm-hmm.
How many other referees had that same conversation? Hey man, this is the hometown hero. He just really made you know how it go. So I don't believe it's an isolated situation. I believe it's something that happens, and we have to just tighten up, man. They need to do better, because it definitely is a blow to the sport of boxing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's one of them situations, man. And as long as there's money involved, it's always gonna be some type of, manipulation and some type of, you know, rewriting the script and, saying, okay, here's a script, you got to make it go this way because we got money involved in this, right? So when you get to a certain level, it's like whenever certain hands get into the game and sanctioning bodies, for the combat sports fans, it kind of takes the fun out of it because that when it comes down to it, there's always going to be some type of dirty play, even if it is robbing your favorite fighter, you know what I mean? Like from saving him from a knockout, or to like, you know, clearly trying to rob him on the scorecards. I mean, if you look at even like Floyd and Canelo, that fight wasn't no majority decision. Floyd clearly won that fight, but there's always going to be some hands in there to do something to kind of just take the fun out of it because there's money in it. And I think being a referee, man, that's a tough job. Like, you think it's tough because you got to make them calls between the fighters, but no, they making it tough because the powers that be and people that got a lot of money into it, they trying to change your mind on trying to be fair. You know what I mean? They already got you into this fighter's back pocket, so it's probably mentally taxing on these referees because at some point, if they don't do what they say, it's going to cost them their job. You know, and I think
I mean,
with Padilla, with him admitting that, it kind of shows you that it is weighing on him. It probably was weighing on him, man, because he said, like, hey, I'm for my people, but when it comes down to it, wrong is wrong, right?
right, absolutely. That's what I was thinking. That time has went by, and he's probably out of any type of legal
Mm-hmm.
situation at this point, and he just wanted to clear conscience. You know what I mean? Like I say, he didn't do it because he bet money, or he kind of did it for his countrymen. You know what I mean? Who
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't understand that? But that doesn't make it right. You know what I'm saying? So, um, yeah, it's
Think
just.
and think about it this way, Pete. You think you're doing him a favor, but Pacquiao was the one that was hurt and cross-eyed. So you giving him an 18 count is not really saving him. You could be sending him right back into danger. All right. Like, you might be better off doing the favor of letting the fight be finished, but he probably could have suffered some serious damage to the fight going on, right?
I mean, yeah, Pacquiao wasn't guaranteed to come back and win that fight.
Yeah.
It just so that's the way it happened. You know what I mean? So, I mean, it's a thin line. It's a thin line with it. Am I really helping or am I harming? So, that just lets you see it's no really room for it. You know what I mean? It's
Hmm.
we need to just do the right thing.
Right.
You know, we need to do the right thing. And another thing, like you were saying, with the pressure that a referee may encounter. I mean, pressure, but threats. And some of this stuff could be threats on their life. I'm sure
Hmm.
that's happened throughout the history of boxing at some point. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't a nice conversation about, you know, the hometown hero. You feel me?
Yeah. I told you I interviewed this one girl, Muay Thai fighter, right? And she said like same thing go with them judges. You know, she said the judges over there in Thailand, they be having to pack heat. I mean, she said this on mic already. She said they be having to pack heat, man, because it's like they if they make the wrong call, they got to walk out that arena, and make sure nobody's following them. So yeah, yeah.
I mean, like Timothy Bradley said, he was getting death threats for being on the receiving end of a bad call.
Hmm.
He didn't make the call. You know what I mean?
Which was
So
dirty. Like even on his wife and kids that time, I heard about that. Yeah.
it's just how far that stuff can go. So, like you say, rightfully so. I know some of these refs are going through different things behind the scenes, and it's always stuff going on behind the scenes that the public doesn't see or don't know about.
Hmm.
So
Okay, Hussein said this. Okay, I found his reply. He did reply back about this. He said, "I was gutted." He said, "The arrogance of it. I was also angry. I was burning." He said, "Winning that fight would have changed my life." You see, he said, "I missed out on a couple of $100,000 in a world title fight. I would have been able to buy a house and been so much better off. With my career, I missed out on the big fights afterward because of it. It set me back 4 years. I hated the sport after that." Wow.
everything I said, you know what I
Yep.
mean?
Yeah.
It's crazy, bro.
Yeah.
You just don't know how that decision is can affect a fighter's life because it's different in other sports. And you lose a
Mhm.
game, you can come back and win a game and be good. You know what I mean? Or you lose a
Mhm.
game, it's not really that big of a deal. But in boxing, you lose, it's a big deal.
Mhm. Because it's just you. Like we always say over here. It's an individual sport. So you look at basketball. You could be a bench player. Making more money than your average champion in boxing. But here, and y'all can still lose a championship. You still getting paid. But here it's just you and only you, and to have that opportunity taken, whether it is by your own fault, but in this case by crooked call, that's everything right there, man. That's everything. Yeah, man. So yeah, I didn't even. That's why I was holding off on reading that part, because what you were saying was like almost spot on to what he was saying, and that shows you how he felt, man. He was like, it just turned him off the game, man. And that's why I say boxing is it's a sport that as the blue collar workers, like to get off work and hit the bar, check out a pay-per-view, and just have a fight party. They like to enjoy the sport, but it can all be taken away even for us as fun when you just see that bad call as far as the judges or referee doing something like this, man. We've seen it time and time again. This, like you said, we don't even need for him to say it. We see it, right? He's just kind of
Right.
putting the cap on it and just saying, "Oh yeah, you were right," right? But I know my eyes don't deceive me when I see it. So yeah, I don't think it's gonna be
And
the
if you
end of
think
it though.
about
Oh, what you
it,
say?
yeah, I definitely I agree with that. I don't think it's the end of it, man. It's been going on for a long time, and I doubt if we'll see the end of it. Is to piggyback on what you were saying, it's kind of just like, I mean, it's like the PED things, and it's always going to be. It's been going on for a long time, and it'll always be there because it'll always be that temptation,
Hmm.
unless we go to AI, which I wish they can figure out a way to score boxing with an accurate way to score boxing with AI, and because then we be in the ball game. You know what I mean? Just everything just clean, just clean.
Mm-hmm.
Take that human element of error and emotion and feeling out of it, and just get some clean scoring. But until then, we still gonna be dealing with the stuff we dealing with, ain't because it's just part of it. Unfortunately, it's just like I say, it hurts. Some of these single man sport, it hurts them worse than it would hurt some of the team sports. So it's just 'cause some people might be like, oh, that ain't a big deal, but in boxing and combat sport, I'm gonna speak for boxing. It is a big deal. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? It is a big deal because a loss can be detrimental to your career.
Right. Right. Yeah. And it was in his case, because he misses out on a championship, and it just set him back to the point he didn't even want to really. He didn't have that love for it anymore.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, P. What do you? What would you think about being a referee, man? Would you be able to do that job, man? What you think, man? I thought of that before, even like on a local level. Like I've talked to somebody before that was just a referee on a local level. Like, would that be something in boxing that you think you could handle, man? Like just the pressure of it.
Back when I was in Baltimore, I definitely tried to look into it and see what it took and what what you had to go through to be a referee. And there's actually a lot more than I
Mm-hmm.
thought. You know what I mean? I got to give those guys more credit because it's a lot of fights that you have to see before you can even think about being a ref. You know what I mean? So,
Mm-hmm.
or a lot of fights that you have to like ref before you can become a professional ref. You know what I mean? So it's just a lot of steps they go through. It's not just a 6 month overnight type of thing, and you know what I mean. So I definitely got a lot more respect for them. But me, I couldn't do it, and not at all. I No, I couldn't. I couldn't. No, I couldn't do it, man. I couldn't do it for a couple reasons, and for one, I ain't trying to get hit.
Right.
You know
Right.
what I'm saying? That's one. For two, I want to see the fight, Ant. I can't really see it. Some people might think you got the best seat in the house, but no,
You really
I
don't.
don't think I would be able to. Yeah, I don't think I would be. And then your mind is focused. You're not really
Mm-hmm.
being in entertainment mode. You trying to make sure you being calculated and not, missing nothing. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I don't think I could do it, bro. For real. You know what I mean? It's a cool job. They got a cool job, but I don't think it's for me.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
think it's for me.
I don't think, yeah, not for me, man. It's like you said, like you think it's the best seat, but you're not really focused on the fight. You really focus on the fighter's well being, and you looking at little
Right.
things that the fans aren't
Right.
paying attention to. They're looking at the blood. They're looking at the excitement. Referee's not looking at technique per se. He's not looking at technique in there. He's just making sure everything is good. And
You can't enjoy the fight like that, Ant. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
you
I'm
can,
sure
and you got to
they
watch out
get
where they step
probably
too. Like you don't want to get in their way.
everything.
Yeah.
Everything you get too caught up on something too long and miss something, or just it's so, and then just knowing that pressure ain't that, yo, if I make a bad call, it's not just going, it's going to be a big deal. You know what I mean? It's a lot of pressure just trying to be accurate, because you know what happens if the people don't think you accurate. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
All that got to happen is the people don't think you accurate. You know what I mean?
Right.
You could be right, but they don't think you right. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? So it's a lot of weight on them. Think about how many refs had to be ushered probably out of different arenas because they made a call that wasn't popular.
Yeah.
And depending on where you at in the world, that could get very, very violent. I mean,
Shoot. Yeah.
you know, beer cans, drink, all types of stuff. But I'm sure it's a lot of refs had to be ushered, you know, back to the arena from the ring, because the crowd was unhappy.
Mhm.
Hey, like me, Ant, it's just crazy for me because I would never want to hurt nobody for making the bet. You know what I mean? I guess no, because everybody not related. Every fan ain't related to the fight. I was thinking, well, dang, if I'm related to the fight, I might get a little personal if he got a bad call. But outside of that, I ain't trying to hurt nobody.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to hurt nobody. I ain't that mad, You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? That I want to beat the referee up. I can't see
Yeah.
that.
Like the
Throw it,
referee
throw in the
didn't tell
bed
you.
or a drink or something on them. That ain't me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like the referee. He didn't tell you to put your house on it. You know what I mean? So
Right.
yeah, that was your call. You know, like you making these wild bets. It's like I want to, take it out on him. You should be kicking yourself, right? I know.
Right.
Shout out to Destiny Owens. Got a chance to interview her a little while back. She from Be More too. I think
Mm-hmm.
I want to say she took the course to be a referee, or either that or a judge. I can't remember what she said. It was either like 2-3 years ago. She said she did one of those. But yeah, it's a process. She said it's a process.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So yeah, I just think when it comes down to the job of a referee, just let them make the right call, because giving a fighter a longer count too, it can cost them. It could cost that fighter their life. But you can't see everything in dollar signs. I think the ref's job, like even George Foreman said and everybody else, they got the most important job in there, in the box, in the ring that night, next to the fighters. So yeah.
Right.
But P, I want to talk to you about one more thing here. Because with other thing, yeah, we might say that for another episode, but we got to talk about this saga that continued, just to keep it kind of going, man. You know what I'm getting at. The Errol Spencer, Terrence Crawford a little bit, man. Like I've been, seeing a few Terrence Crawford's interviews here and there, and been saying some interesting things about the fight still being up, still in his future, but at the same time, him not being really concerned if it doesn't happen. Because I was looking at one of his interviews he did with Brian Custer, and he said that in 2023, he thinks after this fight with David Avenesian, it will happen. But at the same time, if it doesn't, it's not really something that's going to basically say he's going to lose sleep over, because big fights have happened, like big fights have been missed, like Aaron Pryor, Sugar Ray Leonard, and I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
add Lennox Lewis and Riddick Bowe. Like
Yeah.
with that mindset like that, do you still think Crawford really, really, really burns for this fight at this point?
I mean, as a champion, as a competitor, I believe he does. But for his sanity, he gotta have that mentality, because y'all not gonna jerk me around, disrespect me, and do everything in y'all power to make me feel bad when things don't go the way y'all want them. You know what I mean? It's a vicious thing out there for them, man. So I would bet that's not even really how he feels, but that's what he got to put out there to keep the wolves back. Yeah, next year I still want to fight. If it don't happen, fuck it. I'm still moving on, because if not, he'll be talking about this thing forever. And you know what I'm saying? So like a lot of things is just stuff that some people gotta say just to make things go smooth. But in actuality, I mean, I could see him really feeling like that, and because I wouldn't let a man have that type of power over me that if I don't get this fight, I'm gonna be less of anything. I mean, both of them really should feel like that, but I don't know. He definitely got a different personality, and he real laid back, he real chill, and he very well could feel that way. I mean, you talking about a guy who just likes to fish and family man and dog man, where he really might feel like, I'm just not with all the pressure, which
Mhm.
is not the best thing for us, and but in the same token, how hard should it be to make this fight, man? You know what I mean? Like, yeah, how much is this man supposed to go through? How long are the fans supposed to wait? That's why I say, I mean, are we losing interest in this fight? Because I don't want to put too much power in it, too much invest too much in it, and then it never happens when there's other big fights out here that, you know, I could be putting content out on.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because you know, the game goes on.
Right.
But I believe that in 2023 though, Ant, if everything is right, that him and Earl Spence, it's still a fight that everybody wants to see. So I believe he's game for that fight and could get up for that fight in 2023. Now, if they start talking all this Al Heyman and this side of the street, then yeah, it might go left again. And I can't really fault him for that, because I don't want to go through that again. I don't want to hear all that crap again. You feel me?
Right.
In 2023, why can't they do like Tank and Ryan Garcia? Allegedly, we ain't seen no coach, no contract signed nowhere. But you know, at least we got that kind of hashed away. We not fighting this year. We fighting next year, and that's what it is. Right. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I mean, I honestly don't know, Ant, but you know, I just, you know, everybody gotta go on, you know. So perfect example was like just Earl not having a plan B. So like now he say, I seen a tweet from him saying something about he got blindsided. Nah, Earl, you supposed to, you know, this is chess. We never know what's gonna happen out here. You know what I mean? We know boxing is a dirty, dirty game. So, you know, you kind of always gotta have something, a plan B. You always, that's just in life, man. You know what I mean? For him to think that, oh, Terrence Crawford is or whatever is just gonna drag along, that was kind of a little miscalculation on his part. You know what I mean? Because time goes on, man. Nobody, they not stopping time for nobody.
Right.
You know what I mean? You know, this is not the biggest fight ever. It's a big fight, but it's not the biggest fight ever. You know what I mean? So it's, I don't know. It's just, it's a little irritating. It's so hard to even make this fight, Ant, because it's not the biggest fight ever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not the biggest fight ever. You know, they be in, it's like two divas trying to get two divas on the stage together right now, and you know, and I wouldn't consider even one of them divas really. That's why it's so frustrating, because it's like, yo, y'all both cool, chill brothers. Why can't this happen? We seen people who hate each other make it happen, eh?
Yeah.
People hate each other make it happen. They agreed on shit. They agreed, man, 50-50, yeah. You can come out first. Yeah, this, whatever. They agreed to shit.
Mm-hmm.
They don't hate each other. They don't hate each other. So just make it happen.
Didn't Lennox Lewis agree to that too with Mike Tyson, even though he was the champion? Like, he agreed to whatever, how they wanted to do with Mike, him coming out last too, I believe.
But I'm not 100% that, but if he did, it wouldn't surprise me, because at that point, Lennox just wanted to prove to everybody that he could kick Mike ass. I don't care what it takes. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And when it comes down to shit like that, that's what you do.
Mm-hmm. And he even said that to Riddick Bowe, I think. Yeah, he said, you know, to make the fight, even if Riddick Bowe wanted to come in last, however he wanted to do it, you know, he was down to do it that way, you know. And to me, that shows you who really wants it, when somebody can just say, I'm going to take the sacrifice and do this, you know.
Yeah.
And, you know, back then I was a kid, man, whenever Lennox Lewis and Riddick Bowe were going to fight or should have fought. And I knew the caliber of that fight, man. That was big, you know.
Right.
That was big. And, you know, now that I'm older, I'm like, Crawford and Spence, I'm like, okay, this is a good fight, definitely. But, you know, both of y'all really need each other to solidify, like, today's era of, you know what I mean, really, really true undisputed, in my opinion.
Absolutely. You know? Absolutely. You know, and that's why everything, it shouldn't be a whole lot of struggle with the negotiations, because technically they both need each other. But you know, in the same token, that both of them got to understand that if this fight does not happen for whatever reason, they still got to be able to live with themselves. And you know, be proud of the body of work that they did leave behind. You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
like, you know, it's a fight that need to happen, but they gotta have that understanding too, because you know some things is just mental baggage that you don't need to be living with. You know what I'm saying? You know, like
Yeah.
I say, I mean, we all can go. You know, I can go apply for the job, do the best interview, give the job all I got, and if I don't get the job, I mean, I can't. Sometimes that's just how, you know. I mean, you gotta be
Mhm.
willing to accept that too, and you know, it's just move on.
Yeah.
Move
Ye
on. So I don't want to get a fight too much power. Listen, I want to see it just as much or more than any other boxing fan, but I don't want to give it too much power because it's like,
Mhm.
yo, I'm a working man. I ain't sitting on millions, chilling, debating whether or not I want to make a few million. You feel me,
Right.
Ant? So
Right. Yeah, I'm not the
you
ones,
know,
pulling out of deals, for money that could have me set for life, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
or,
nah,
something.
bro,
Yeah.
nah. I gotta get up and hit that grind. So it's like, you know, I can't get him too much power. You feel me? So you know, like I seen some I forget what channel it was exactly, but he was talking about how, you know, the Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence, you know, the saga as we like to call it. He was saying how some Errol Spence fans. This is what he said, and I don't know if this is how it is. He said some Errol
Mhm.
Spence fans have actually been getting like violent and threatening him with stuff. And I thought about that and thought, how stupid can people be, eh? How
Mhm.
stupid can you be, bro?
Right.
You willing to go ahead and put yourself in harm's way for Earl and he don't even know you? He don't even know you. He ain't asked you to do it. He don't know you. I mean, I said, yo, this stuff is just it's just too much. And on that note, but that's what this dude said. He said people he was making a joke, but it was serious. He
Mhm.
was like, yeah, man, boy, Earl Spence, he got some violent fans. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? So I said, wow, you know
Well,
what I
they got
mean? Just
there's one, like, I don't this guy, like, I'm not even gonna say if he's on YouTube or wherever. It's just on social media. I keep seeing this guy, and like he really like the way he attacks Crawford. It's like to the point. It's like almost very. Let me just say suspect. P. You know what I mean?
oh, the Ray
The who?
is Ray.
No.
Okay, because
It's another one.
it's quite a few of them. There's one guy on Twitter, and I kind of feel the same way like you, man. When I see him, the way you going in is like that's just too much energy invested for
Yeah, like
somebody that don't even probably know you. You know what I'm saying? That
mhm.
so
It's to the
I
point
know
like you make it
exactly.
seem like it's really like destroying your life, and I'm like, I get up
Yeah,
every day, I'm
yeah, bro.
fine, I still go to work, and
Yeah.
I chill on the weekend, I'm good. Like, I'm good. I mean, it's them two that aren't fighting. I'm not the one that's going to go down as a somebody that avoided somebody. You know what I mean? Like, money ain't everything to me. That's why it's just like whatever they do, it's on them. It's like I find something else entertaining. I mean, I want to fight, but it's not gonna ruin me emotionally where I have to get up and say, okay, I gotta put out this tweet today. I gotta make a video about this guy
Right.
because he's messing my life up. He's a coward. You know what I mean? Like, it's not that serious. Like, it just ain't
But
that
this that's
serious.
the scary part about it though, and it is those fanatics out there like that.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? I mean, think about that. People. I mean, it gotta feel like what's the word? Uh, you know, kind of make you feel humbled that strangers ready to go and crash out over me and they don't even know me. But and at some point you had to say, yo, this mug is crazy.
Mhm.
Something ain't right with him because ain't nobody shouldn't be willing to do that. You feel me?
Right.
Should no grown man be willing to do that, man?
No, it really shouldn't, especially if you got kids and
You
stuff. You
know,
know what I mean?
no grown man, you got more stuff to worry about than Errol Spence, somebody who don't like him or whatever. So I just thought that was an interesting or interesting, sad thing that you know people take it so far, just keeping it under that umbrella, and just some of these fans just you know going too far. Like I say, you want to see the fight, and I want to see the fight, but life goes on. You know, we wanted to see the Riddick Bowe. Um, Lennox Lewis fight. It didn't
Mhm.
happen. Life goes on. We wanted to see several fights to Anthony Joshua, Deontay Wilder 4 years ago. It didn't happen. Life goes on. So, you
Mhm.
gotta just understand that, man. I'm not ready to go at the fighter and stuff like it's just crazy, man. It's just crazy to me, man. It's just
Well,
crazy to me. I just
it's crazy. It's really wild because I I look at it like these people they really don't have anything better to do. Because I was even looking at like a show, man, like and the dude that was on the show, he says like people approach him about the character he plays, and he's like, they be they be heated. They be heated about the character he plays, and he's
right,
like, man, that's a show. He's
right,
like, I'm just playing a character. Leave me alone. Don't call me that. You know what I mean? So it's like the same thing is happening here, except you know, y'all are really trying to invade a person their personal space for real because these fighters, they really are fighters. You know what I mean? And they're really they really live this life. So you might want to take a second approach about how you really talk to them because one day you might run into them. you know,
right,
it,
right. I mean, you
yeah.
just man, man to man,
Hmm.
it's either respect or it's beef. So if you in there saying disrespectful things, that's really like beef. It's one thing to be opinion, but I hear people calling fighters bitches, and there's just all types of crazy like
Yeah.
words that definitely is not going to trigger a good reaction or response from people. You know what I mean? So it's
Hmm.
just like you taking it too far. It got to be respect, man. Because if it's not respect, it's gonna be problems. It's gonna be
Hmm.
problems. Nobody in the world is going to tolerate disrespect. And the internet, you can cut the internet off, man. We ain't gotta watch the internet. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? People getting crazy when they get off the internet, get off
Hmm.
whatever. But when you start violating my personal space and disrespecting me, that's a different thing. But just under that umbrella, man, it's just weird that people take this stuff so seriously. People take stuff seriously in general, you know what I mean? Because it's not just boxing; it's all sports and entertainment, and people be having these fanatical fans, which is crazy. And I get it, man. They don't understand, man. I see some fighters and I start smiling. You know what I mean? I get happy. Oh, that's my man. I
Hmm.
get it, but
Hmm.
I ain't willing to go fuck my life up over him when he got $1 million and I'm trying to get $1 million. I
Right.
be damn.
Right.
I be damn.
It's like this
Shit.
too, P. It's like they got men older than me and you, and it's like I be seeing even like just live streams and dudes be going to war with each other about two fighters that don't even know them. Trying to
Yeah.
like let's say if you were taking Spence's side, I took Crawford's side, like they would be coming they would be coming near the blows, or just really disrespecting each other to the point it's like, oh no, it's your boy's fault because he did this, that, he an idiot. You know what I mean? They really be about to lose their voices over something that really is out of their hands. Like the louder they get, that don't mean the fight's gonna happen.
Absolutely.
You know?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, think about it, Ant, in real time, man. You was Team Spence, I was Team Crawford, but throughout the saga, we always keep it respectful. And what's the name? I mean, because of
Hmm.
the same token, I'm Team Spence as well. I'm a fan of Spence. It's not, you know what I mean? Why can't people be for this fight? I'm a fan of this particular person. Another fight, I'm gonna be a fan of Earl.
Hmm.
That's just how it go, man. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? It's like people just be doing too much. You know what I mean? So I'm just saying, throughout the saga, we've been, you know, having our sides. We picked our sides, but we still been able to have respectful conversations because there's no need not to.
Hmm.
You feel me? No
Cause
need.
we get down with I like Canelo, you like Triple G, but it's never like you know what I mean? It never get to
Absolutely.
that serious. Cause even me, I'm gonna be like, you know what? Okay, Canelo in this situation, he popped dirty. He was wrong. I ain't gonna go to extreme measures like these dudes that say, oh man, like he ain't cheat, he ain't do this, he still,
And,
like,
and, and, and that's the reason why we can talk. We see all the bullshit that's going. We see all the
mm-hmm,
drama that's going on, but we can rise above that and still have conversation in the logical sense. Like I say, I know you a hardcore boxing fan. I don't give a damn. You know good and well cheating ain't right. I
Mhm.
wish you would try to ride with him cheating. You feel me? Because I
Right.
already know how you
Yeah.
get down. So you know that but I know you're gonna have to keep it real with that. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Some people, like you say, they going, "Oh man, he ate some meat or whatever." But you know, you going to look, damn P, you got me. I like him, but yeah,
Mhm.
I can't clean that up.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because we got to
Correct.
do that sometimes.
Mhm. Because again, it's like I said, like with the dudes arguing, it's not in my hands. I like what Canelo was doing as a fighter, but it's out of my hands with him cheating. I didn't know he was gonna do that. So the minute he do that, that take me off of his, take him off my list. Then. So yeah,
Yeah, for real.
shoot.
That's how I go. Shoot. You know what I'm
But
saying? So I mean,
but yeah, man, it's like I do appreciate how the fans want to promote this fight, but y'all can promote the fight, man, but it's not like, come on, y'all gotta go at the dude's neck. Like I said, okay, it came to a point, okay, I'm kind of questioning some things Crawford says here and there. But when I hear it with people just straight up attacking different things, I'm like, all right, now y'all are just being really suspect and weird now. Like y'all are on some other level type stuff where I'm not. I just want these two, Spence and Crawford, to agree to a fight, you know.
that's it. That's the bottom line. And I could care less who fought this, that, and the third. At the end of the day, all that's bullshit to me. We want to see y'all fight. Who cares? Who
Hmm.
cares what all that? Because it's two sides to every story. And until we sitting in the room with them, we never gonna know what actually happened. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Only thing we gonna know is what happened if they meet in the ring and make the fight happen. So it's just like people got to be beyond that point now because we know the competitor in both of them. They want this fight at whether they
Hmm.
omit it or not. We know that. I know damn well Terrence want to be the best. Earl said he was the big fish, he the boogeyman. So I know he likes feeling like he the best. So both can't be the best. So the competitive spirit in them alone lets me know that they wanna, they ready to hit. They like, two pit bulls, getting held back right now. You know what I'm saying? Just ready to let
Hmm.
them go. But all this stuff in the middle is messing stuff up. Hands in the middle. Nobody should have a say on this fight except for Terrence Crawford and Earl Spence. Now, when it start coming to different different aspects of the fight, yeah, then you may have different people speaking on it. But as far as whether they want to fight and if the fight is going to happen, that should be left up to solely them two, man. Solely them two. You know what I
Right.
mean? Solely them two. That's part of the problem, in 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 my opinion. You know what I'm saying? So, well, we'll see what happens 2023, and the saga goes on. Like you said, when the fight first got announced that they were trying to make it happen, I was super excited, like I said, and I knew it was going, have a lot of good content coming out. But like you say, some of the stuff is out of control and it's just getting annoying. It's a little, you know, disrespectful. People, like I say, I still like Earl. So people talking about Earl sexuals, just all this crazy, they just going too
Right.
far, bro. They're going
Yeah.
too far. They're going too far. You know what I'm saying? They're going too far. You know what I'm saying? They're going too far. You know what I mean? So I don't know, man. Look, only way they can stop it at is the fight. Y'all want this mess? Y'all want this train wreck to stop? Get in the ring. Shoot. Because
That's
people not gonna stop digging it. I'm gonna
it,
stop digging, but the trolls, they live for this.
they live for it,
They live
man.
for this. Look,
Yeah.
it might be worse if they don't fight. If they don't fight, they might can't never get on social media again. They might can't never get on social media again without a whole bunch of nonsense. So, I don't know, man. I don't know. You ask me,
That's
just
true.
go ahead and fight, guys.
Yeah, yeah. Because every time I'm kind of nervous to open up a post from Crawford because the minute he posts something that ain't got nothing to do with the fight, he might just be chilling. At the bottom, it already says, "You ducking Spence or fight Spence." I'm like, oh
Mm-hmm.
boy, man. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
So imagine if
Mhm.
it don't happen, man. The next few years until he retires, even when he retires, that's all you're gonna see in there. Or you look at Spence, oh, you ducking Crawford, you ducking Crawford. So both crews are like on each other's backs right now. You know what I mean? They
Heavy,
over
heavy,
here,
bro.
they
Heavy.
yeah, they over here, they over there. It's wild, man. I never seen this many grown men act this crazy before though, over two fighters though, man. Like there's only so far I can go with it. I'm just being real, man. There's just so far I can go with it,
Yeah,
man.
yeah. I mean, for once again, my mental sanity, ain't because I'm not going to
Mhm.
allow them to drive me crazy because I know it's
Mhm.
another good fight coming down the pipe. It's like everything else, movies, music, food. It's always something
Yeah.
good coming down the pipe, man. You just be patient and wait. I promise you.
Hey,
It
UFC.
hasn't failed me yet. It hasn't failed me yet. Shit still be coming through good, and you know what I'm saying? So
Oh yeah.
it's just the way it is. Just be patient. Something else will be through. So that's to me, that's more relevant to them, man. Is y'all got lightning in the bottle right now. Capitalize. This don't last forever.
Mm-hmm.
The boxing fans next year, we can say, man, fuck these motherfuckers. We got Boots Ennis and Virgil Ortiz. They about
Right.
to do this trilogy real quick. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Ain't
Yeah.
guaranteed, man. It ain't guaranteed to keep our attention for years now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Manny and Floyd, that was different. People were sick of their ass, but that was
Yeah.
different. These were elite, top
Yeah.
tier, resume proven champions at that time. You know what I'm saying?
And the thing about Floyd and
So
Manny, you see, they could show up to a Heat game or something, and all things just everything just stop. All presses just stop. People be like, "Uh oh, they negotiating." But let's be honest,
yeah,
we like Spence and Crawford, but if they showed up to a game, any game, like, is everybody going to really be eyeing? You know what I mean? Like, it seemed like the whole world was on Manny and Floyd at that point because it was like something had
that was a
happened.
spectacle.
Hmm.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. You know,
And that's all I'm saying, man. I just had to bring that because it's like, I think, the competitive side of Crawford, he definitely want this fight. Same with Errol. I think they both want it. There's just so many things that we can't call behind the scenes. We don't know what's going on. So I think
exactly,
we just going to continue to
exactly.
have people troll and people assume they know. I'm sure the truth is in there
Speculate.
somewhere. Yeah, speculate. But Pete, there's only so much speculation I can do. I mean, I'd rather
Eh,
just
eh,
talk about who punches harder, or who's better southpaw out of these two than
yeah, stuff that we can kind of more
yeah.
verify, and we can't verify
Hmm.
none of that stuff that's going on. You know, behind the scenes, but
I got a video for you to do, P.
yeah,
I'll just do a video on your channel. I'm gonna answer back, man. P. I'm gonna ask you, who do you think beats Manny worse? You can do the video for you. Don't have to answer it now. I want to ask you that question. Who do you think would beat Manny worse, Errol or Terrence? You can think on it, man. Think on it.
no, I could say, well, and the way we look at boxing is so I'm gonna have to get more details from that
Oh yeah,
because
yeah.
listen, do you mean whooping them or punishment?
Um, let's go with let's go with let's go with um let's go with punishing.
Punishment, well, that's easy. That's Earl Spence all day long. Earl Spence breaking faces and
Hmm.
rearranging people. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
I think that yeah, he would put the more damage on Manny, but I think Crawford would just be whooping them, just all over, just have Manny just kind of befuddled in there,
Like
you
Floyd
know.
style kind
But
of thing. Mm.
yeah, like a Floyd, more Floyd that yeah, whooping. That's why I say whooping. That's why I
Hmm.
say damage. Earl Spencer gonna bring the damage to him.
Hmm.
Manny face gonna be lumped up. But
Hmm.
that's a good thing. But it was just it was a quick thing for me to answer because in my mentals it's like a no brainer.
I knew you was ready. You was
Visualized
like,
it real quick. I'm like, shit, yeah, Earl, he lump his little ass up. But
yeah.
you know, but the crazy thing is, Manny in his prime, I don't know.
Yeah,
Either
man.
one of them could touch him. I don't know if either one of them could touch him. You know what I mean? That
Because both of
real
them,
tough.
we ain't talking like Floyd, but both of these guys, they get touched. They get touched. I mean,
Yeah,
Floyd
a lot,
gets touched,
a
but
lot.
Floyd rarely gets touched like that. He adjusts so
Yeah.
quick. It's insane. That's what I'm saying. These guys
And
got to do something.
you think about a Manny in his prime, just the footwork, the speed, the athleticism, this little yeah, that would be they would be interesting fights. You know what I'm
Hey,
saying? I got him beating both of them
mm-hmm,
kind of easily. Huh? You know what I mean? They wouldn't be able to. It'd be hard to catch him or touch him.
mm-hmm. Hey, and he gonna have Carlos Padilla on his side. No,
Yeah. He can't lose.
can't lose,
Can't lose.
man.
But yeah, they be some interesting fights. But I'm just saying, yeah, now if they was to meet now, yeah, it'd be a lot of whoopings and damage going on. But 10, if they get lined up in their primes, they will be some interesting, fights. But I just see it hard for them to even keep up with Manny. That pace that Manny can keep up for 12 rounds. The power, the speed, combinations.
Mm-hmm.
They ain't throwing combinations like that, Ant. You feel me? Manny come and
Nah.
hit you with a quick M16.
Yeah, man.
So yeah,
All right, well,
yeah.
P, we got a good conversation today, man. Definitely glad we got this one in, talked about some interesting things. But as far as our closing thoughts, was anything closing thoughts you had? If not, just let everybody know where they can follow you at, bro.
Um, yeah, just as far as closing thoughts, y'all, like you said, we touched on a lot of different topics. Pretty much, man, that the sport we love is a dirty, dirty sport, but we love it because it's the highest highs and the lowest lows, like the fighters say. When the stars line up and you get a good fight, it's like a great night. But then when things don't work out, it can be very frustrating. So today we just touched on some stuff that kind of
Mm-hmm.
some of the highs and some of the lows, and part of being a real boxing fan. So, but outside of that, that's all I really got. But y'all can check me out on IG at Loud Pack Boxing. You can check me out on YouTube at Loud Pack Boxing One. You know what I'm saying? That's it.
All right, and you can follow me on Combo Breaker 99 YouTube and IG, and you can check out our show here, Jab Podcast, on iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, anywhere you listen to podcasts, iHeartRadio, all of them platforms. We there. Just type in hashtag Jab Podcast, and yeah, we on Instagram and Facebook. You can follow us there, of course. And yeah, P, another good episode. Hopefully we got some good fights coming next year. We're gonna have to do an episode talking about what's coming up for 2023, and hopefully happens, man. But yeah, that's all I got on this one. Like always, I'm Combo Breaker 99,
It's your boy P.
and we out y'all later.
Later.